the girl tried to say something to them. Go away, she warned, and ran away. But then suddenly, the drone's battery turned low. Miki hurried Sato to turn it back. If it fell, they'd lose it. Inside the truck, they sat down and regrouped about what just happened. The drone will be fully charged after an hour from the expensive battery they looted from the store. Now, they discussed their plan for what to do about the girl. Then Sato, acting like a hero he had no use, shouted that they should help her, even though they still didn't know why she was there. To be honest, while writing this it cringes me. I admire the determination of our boy Sato, but for him to be indecisive and make a decision, it pisses me off. Miki has her point. It's easier said than done. I'm sure if you asked him how will he save her, he too don't know what to do and just beg Miki to do it. FC-king idiot. Acting like a hero. Like he has the guts to do it. Shut the FCK up. Ehem. Sorry about that. Continuing with the story, I admire Miki's calm. She asked this stupid boy how a little girl like her could survive on her own for an entire month. Although there are food within the arena-like vending machines, but she's near the waiting room which is far from those. Especially with the zombies, what has she been eating this entire month? This made Sato speechless. That's right, shut that mouth of yours, dumbbell boy. While she is clearly dirty, she's not malnourished and still has the energy to run around. Her very existence is suspicious. Then, Karin tells her theory. Maybe she's with another group trying to get inside like them, and she was sent to investigate the drone. Or maybe she's been ordered by an evil group to check the drone or something. Well, it certainly has her own point, but with Sato butting in, it makes my blood boil. Blindly supporting Karin's theory because he wants to save the little girl. Would he act like that if that was an adult man? You're just nothing but a simp who would recklessly dive in if a girl is in danger. Miki sighs. I can only pity Miki at this point. Even if their theories are true, how could she dodge those zombies around? Besides, there's no easy path to where she is. They may not know how, but she managed to survive inside there for a month. And the door at the end of the hall, if she said go away then, it only means one thing, and that is there is something dangerous nearby. If they take the girl's value into account, then they should stay out. When Sato heard this, he suddenly stood, clenching his fist. Although he has doubts about the whole situation, he thinks they should go there. They may not have any idea what's going on inside there or how dangerous it might get. But if she feels she has to tell them to go away, then she must need their help. Although it was a bit cringe, but he's too kind and naive for the zombie apocalypse. I know someday he would put his team in danger. Miki was shocked by Sato's dedication and couldn't help but smile. She said that he was right, and while smiling, she thanked him. Just like Sato said, they'll go to the waiting room as planned. But this time they have one more objective on the list, and that is to save that girl. They made their way inside, quietly going inside. Check the surroundings to see if there's any zombie in sight. Using the map, they can tell that she ran down 3 waiting rooms. And to tell where exactly is she using, you can easily find the room by looking at where a room has no dust. Most rooms will be covered in dust if it's not used for a month. All they need to do is to look for a room with no dust. While looking for it, Sato found a door with no dust. He looks at Miki and Karin before opening the door. He breathes in, nervous about what's gonna happen before opening the door. As soon as he opened it, a zombie who was a fighter standing alone in the room jumped out. Already expecting this, ran and dodged his attack. Miki already predicted this, though they don't know what's inside the room. But it's either a human and the girl or a zombie and the girl. Either way, the possibility is high that they will get attacked. She may be with a human, but a zombie. How could she be with a zombie? Sato asked. Although it's unlikely, Miki already has a theory for this. Thinking about it too much won't give them an answer. They have to go there to see for themselves. Back to the present, Karin rushes in front and swang her baseball bat. But the zombie dodge it, shocking them all. It's the first time this has happened. As he dodges, he manages to compose himself, standing in his fighting pose ready to fight. This fighting style is the style of Karateka Sakuryuji, just as Miki thought he was an A-class zombie. Between the fight, inside the room, under the table, is the little girl who's hiding, wanting them to run away, because she doesn't want them to end up like her dad. Sato turned on the lights. The zombie tried to punch her, but she dodged. The fight continues with Karin dodging and blocking his attacks. He's strong, he keeps on raining punches at her non-stop, and even Karin has a hard time dealing with him on her own. Taking this chance, Karin jumped and launched a kick on the zombie's back, catching him off guard. Karin might not defeat him all on his own, but with Miki on her side, it'll be easy. If their opponent is an A-class zombie, they'll fight it inside the room. But if there are 2 of them, they'll lure the one out first and take care of him in the hallway. If the zombie isn't A-class, Karin will kill it. Then, Sato shouted. If the zombie is an A-class martial artist, although Karin can handle any normal zombies, but fighting an A-class martial artist is dangerous. But Miki calmly said they'll do it like they always do. They are both there after all. Then this boy shouts, about to pop his eyes off. That's it. OFC King, damn, if you weren't so useless in a fight, then maybe you could help them, fucker. He'll be in the cleanup duty as usual, typical useless boy. Karin and Miki will handle it just like the old times. But Sato can't help but feel nervous about this, then learn how to FC King fight next time BTCH. Karin reassured him that it'd be fine. With Miki on her side, they couldn't lose. In the present, while Sato is watching the fight, he couldn't believe it. When Karin lands a hit, Miki trips it at the same time. They're in sync but separate, almost as if they're dancing. Finally, Karin hits the zombie's head, knocking him on the ground. For Sato, this is the match of his dreams. The zombie may be a martial artist, but he can't fight while surrounded. He just mimicked his moves when he was alive. Becoming a zombie might get him stronger, but it made him completely mindless. Given that this is much as only he can do. Sato thought that this was his chance, so he prepared the belt and ran towards the zombie to tie him up. But surprise surprise, the zombie can still stand up. That's a FCNA class and martial artist for you, bitch. You're so worried about them getting hurt because the zombie is too strong, but here you are mindlessly running towards it before the signal. The zombie dashed towards him, too fast for him to dodge. Left with no choice, he chose to block it. But all of a sudden, the little girl ran in front of him and shouted, "Stop!" and "Don't move," shocking everyone in the room. The zombie really didn't move. And sat down. It's funny that Sato, who wants to save that little girl, was saved by her instead, lol. Everyone was surprised, but Miki took this chance. And pinned him to the ground. Miki shouted at Karin and Sato to hurry up to tie him up. But the girl seems to be worried, after tying him up. Sato sat down, exhausted. The zombie just stopped earlier. It was weird, but it saved his life. Then, Miki called out for the little girl and introduced herself as Sekigahara Miki, and asked for the girl's name. She introduced herself as Furuya Ritsuka, and then Miki said that what she did back then wasn't on purpose. When she told the zombie to stop and it did, Sato gasped in shock. While Ritsuka denies that she can control the zombie. But Miki knows this, judging from how she, too, is confused when the zombie stops. Miki proceeded. She was still alive after walking to a zombie-infested hall and even living with a zombie. With her keen eye, Miki asked how she did it. Worriedly, she said that she won't lie to them. While shivering, she asked if they could believe her. Sato thinks that this is weird. Why would she tell them that she's not lying? Miki smiled and said that she would believe her. Recalling what happened in the past, she came here with her dad. In the waiting room, while his dad is talking to his friends. There's a sudden noise in the hall, and without any questions, the zombies came uninvited. Her father protected her, but afterward, a lot of them came in. Eating his father alive on his back while hugging Ritsuka. Her father even tried to resist the infection, but he still got infected, turning into one of them. Ritsuka couldn't believe her eyes, shivering as she watched her father leave. While the others got turned and got attacked, she wasn't. She asked herself why, but even she couldn't explain it. She's the only one they didn't attack. Everyone died, and she's the sole survivor. She starts to break down and cries her eyes off. It's crazy, even she couldn't believe it. Even though her father died, getting called a liar is too much for her. Then, feeling bad, Sato shouted her name. Then trips himself, making it awkward for everyone, lol. He gets up and shouts that he thinks that she's not a liar, then asks for Miki's opinion. She said that he was right. If she could tell the zombie to stop, then their instinct wouldn't attack her in the halls. Maybe he would attack her. If she thought she couldn't stop the zombie, she wouldn't leapt out of desperation like that. Then Sato shouted she believed you. He then patted and smiled, saying that everything was fine now. They came here to save her. Then, her eyes start getting watery, and she starts crying at him. The chapter ends, with Miki smiling. Hi guys, thank you so much for following this series so far. I learned so much because of this first step. In the past, every chapter was 4 to 5 minutes, making it hard for me as it's time consuming. Now, it's only 2 to 3 minutes per chapter because of how I summarized it and because of the things I've learned. If you don't want some things, you can express your opinion in the comments, and I'll gladly do something about it. I have a vote poll in my channel. What should I recap next? Because this series will end in about next week, as per part, there are 3 chapters. Currently, there are only 16 chapters left, for a total of 5 parts.